All right, my friends. Great day. Good evening to you. Vincent Rose here, the Fat Killer with H2G Fitness, coming to you from my dining room. And I hope everybody is having an amazing night thus far. I hope you're having an incredible weekend. I hope that Friday you cut loose a little bit, had some fun. I hope that this Saturday that you did keep your goals in mind and you did do some things in service to accomplishing your goals. But I also hope that you relaxed. I hope that you spent some time with family and loved ones, friends, whatever it is that you might be doing. Some of us in the country have good weather. Some of us not so much. That's okay. And it's now Saturday evening, and you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. And as for me, I've been up since 5 a.m. I've been working. I've been toiling in the service of my dream. I've been having a fun time doing it. And work has finally calmed down. I now, for the first time, what time is it right now? 7:32. Been going since 5. 14 hours in, right? And I got some downtime on me, so I figured I'd share with you a little bit for anybody that's listening. Yeah, it's Saturday night. Yeah, you got things going on. You might be in your car. You might be on your way to dinner. You might just be hanging it out at the house and doing the whole Netflix thing. You know what I mean? Whatever it might be. But I just wanted to share with you guys, and this one is a pretty important message that I'm going to display. And I got a lot of friends in here. Tavis Kalir joined in, Jennifer Dopemeyer, Jonathan Parada, Anthony Rodriguez, Chris Tiemann. Thank you guys for joining. And you saw the topic that I'm going to be talking on, or the title of the message that I'm giving, and it's called The Candle Lighter, right? And you're like, what's that all about? And why are you sitting in your dining room with 2 candles in front of you? This guy is a madman. Yeah, I might be. But hopefully this message will serve a purpose and ignite something in you that will make you look at things differently from here on out than maybe you have, right? All of us are a candle unto our own, and we have a certain amount of light that we give off. So if I was to light this candle, it is now lit. This represents you. This represents me. I'm going to move this out of the way so you can actually see me, but you know that there's a candle burning beside me right now. And it gives off a certain amount of light, a certain amount of energy, a certain amount of life, if you will, right? And so do you, right? But every now and again, you're going to come across people that their candle goes out. Their light is dimming. They're starting to digress, not progress in their life, right? And their things are low, and they're not in a place in their life where they're succeeding. They might be losing hope. They might be losing faith. They might be losing family. They might be losing friendships. They might be losing finances. And their light is just getting a little bit dimmer, kind of a deal. But if you yourself are rock solid, if you yourself are succeeding, if you yourself are prospering, if you yourself are living in abundance, if you yourself are working on you every single day, both mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, the whole deal, and you're a rock and your light, your candle is burning bright, you have an opportunity. Because you come across people every day that their candle is almost out or out, and they're done. Life is kicking their butt. Life is wiping their dirty hands all over them, right? And they're getting their butt kicked by life. And the thing about life is this: life doesn't fight fair, right? If you're in a fight with an opponent and they get you down, they start to feel sorry for you and they leave you alone. Life fights dirty. When you thought you have hit rock bottom and you start to give up, life will laugh, throw you a shovel, and say, keep digging. And it's hard to get back up out of that. And more often than not, it takes a candle lighter to do it. What's a candle lighter? You're somebody that's succeeding in your life. You're rock solid. Your relationships are strong. Your fitness is good. Your finances are great. And your faith is in check. And you come across somebody that they could use some seeds sown into them. They could use some help. They could use some encouragement. They could use some life breathed into them. And you're breathing just fine. And you might think to yourself, well, if I light that candle and if I give part of me to somebody else, then I lose part of me in the process. And my success, my stability, my whatever is too important. I can't risk that. I feel bad that they're in a down position, but I'm in an up position, and I have a responsibility to myself, my family, and to my calling to stay up. So it stinks for them, but I got to stay on my way. And that's a wrong attitude. And why is that? Because if your candle is burning bright and you have the opportunity to come across somebody whose candle is going out or out completely, let me show you something of what happens if you do decide to light somebody else's candle. You're not going to be able to see me, and I just found this out when I moved this in here. You can't see me for nothing. But this candle is burning bright. This candle is out. This is you prospering, succeeding, achieving victory in your life, being rock solid. This is somebody getting kicked in the dirt and doesn't know left from right or what to do. And you have the choice now to either sow into this person or say, I can't give part of me because it's going to hurt me. But if this candle lights this candle, this candle lost nothing. It's still just as bright. It's still just as prosperous. It's still just as abundant. It's still just as thriving. But now this candle is lit too. And therefore, the only thing that happened in the process of you lighting somebody else's candle is you caused more light. I'm going to encourage you to A, make your light burn bright and succeed, prosper, prevail, overcome, set goals, accomplish them. Be the best you that you can be, and search your heart and find out what you're put here for and start doing it until it's just what you do. What do you want to be when you grow up? I don't know, but I know how I want to live, and I know the impact that I want to make. And start getting yourself rock solid. Why? You're going to come across someone else who's not in the position in life that you're in, and that's where you have the opportunity to light their candle, and it takes nothing from you. It lights them up, and it just causes more light. Once upon a time, I was part of a business team that was called LTD, and they would have these weekend conferences, right? And about 25,000 people would show up for these things. They would travel from all different states. We'd have them 4 times a year. Every 3 months we would have these conferences. And I remember one time this rocked me. God knows, I left in tears. I left in absolute tears. There's 25,000 people in the conference. There's a guy and all of his leaders up towards the front, but the guy that was running the show, he had a team of about 50,000 people, but they were spread out all over the country, but still half decided to show up. And as you were walking into the Coliseum, they were handing you candles. And you were like, the heck is this all about? Why do I need a candle? I'm going to sing Kumbaya? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I got a candle. Great. I guess we'll use it for something. Can I get some sparklers and some, little light up things too? But they have this conference. We're about 4 hours in. It's towards the end of the Saturday night, and they cut off all the lights. It went pitch black. But you could still hear the guy on stage, the leader, who was talking, and he's talking in the dark, and he's talking to us, and he's talking about being a candle lighter. And everyone's sitting there holding their candle. It's a Coliseum. There's 25,000 people. 25,000. 25,000 is a lot of people. And we're in the dark. It's pitch black. In fact, the podium thing, or the stairs that you could walk up, where you could walk out to use the bathroom, they even used black curtains. I mean, they made this place pitch black. There was nothing. You couldn't see nothing. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face. It was dark. And he's talking about being a candle lighter, and you're just listening to his voice. And he's talking about the only thing that can defeat darkness is light. That's it. Light destroys darkness immediately. It doesn't matter how dark of a place you think you're in. It doesn't matter how low you think you've gotten. It doesn't matter how freaking hard life is getting. When things are dark, there's only one thing that will change that for you, and that is light. Light destroys it immediately. And he said, I'll prove it. It's pitch black right now. He was holding a candle, and he lit it. And it doesn't matter where you were in the Coliseum, because the Coliseum is big, but you could be up in the nosebleeds, but you could see that candle. You could see that light. You could see it shining. You know what I mean? And it was just like, all right, so what he's saying is true. And he just showed a physical example of it. It was pitch black in here. I couldn't see anything, but I can now see him. And that light has penetrated this dark, and it's getting brighter. He keeps talking about being a candle lighter and the importance of it. Well, eventually, he walked up to his leadership team, and they were all holding candles too. And he took his one candle, and he lit all of theirs. It took nothing away from his candle, but now he had lit all of theirs. And there's now more light. And then the leaders, they came out to the rest of the audience, and they started lighting people's candles. And then the people's candles who's lit started lighting people. By the end of it, 25,000 people were holding lit